Citrix XenServer 6 is a software suite of applications designed for optimizing and managing enterprise data center through virtualization. There's hardware-assisted virtualization. It requires virtualization technology, either on the Intel side or the AMD side. The guest OS is completely unchanged. It uses generic hardware devices and drivers for pair virtualization, make it possible for virtual machines to be installed on one physical machine. So there's this hardware layer, which contains the physical server components, the physical processor, the physical RAM, the physical disk, the physical networking components. Xen Hypervisor, which is based on Xen 4.1, which is a thin layer of software that runs on the hardware and allows multiple virtual machines to run at the same time on the same piece of hardware. Control domain. Now, a Linux virtual machine with higher priority than any other VM on the XenServer host. It manages network and storage I/O of all the VMs. That's a control domain on the Xen environment. There's the guest operating system. The guest operating system is really where all the virtual machines are installed. That's really what a virtual machine is. The operating system that is installed inside of each virtual machine, whether it's Windows or Linux or Mac, really makes up the guest operating system. Windows Virtual Machine utilizes a pair of virtualization drivers to access storage and network I/O through the control domain. Processor and memory are communicated directly to the Xen hypervisor. Linux VM includes pair virtualized kernels and drivers. Storage and network I/O are passed through the control domain, while processor and memory are communicated directly through the hypervisor. So some of the things to keep in mind here. I can tell you that virtual machines are really have changed everything. Now, inside of XenServer, there's this control domain, which is also known as Domain 0 or DOM0. This is a secure and privileged virtual machine which runs the XenServer management tool stack. A virtual machine network or VM network and storage I/O pass through the control domain. Everything is inside of the control domain. There are something called storage repositories, and XenServer storage targets are called storage repositories, and storage repositories store virtual disks. XenServer hosts can have multiple storage repositories, and they can be shared between or among XenServer hosts. If you want to administer XenServer, you need Citrix XenCenter. It's basically a Windows application. You can manage virtual machines from anywhere. It's compatible with Windows Server virtualization, and XenServer command line interface is also available. XenServer CLI. We're going to be getting into command line and Linux-based tools that are available on the XenServer as well. XenServer, behind the scenes, under the hood, if you will, is all Linux. And I'm going to be introducing you to the Linux components as they relate to XenServer. I'm also going to be introducing you to Linux-based tools and what Linux is a little bit. I'm going to give you a Linux primer so you can see what is involved around the boot up process, the configuration process, and the Linux file system that is involved under the hood or behind the scenes on XenServer. Resource pools. Now you can join multiple servers into one logical pool. It delivers a virtual machine agility and automatic placement and live migration. You can share configurations. You can share storage. You can have resiliency to system features. Now, Citrix has high availability, which is a feature that provides easy to use, cost-effective high availability for applications that are running in virtual machines. In the event of an operating system-related failure or a complete server failure, the affected VMs will be restarted on another XenServer host. Cloud computing. Now, Citrix NetScaler products, the Cloud Gateway, the Cloud Bridge, the Cloud Stack, the Cloud Portal, and are all built on this OpenStack. Cloud computing delivered from private, public areas are also available inside of Citrix Cloud Computing environment. Some of the terms you should know about include XS for XenServer, SR for Storage Repository, NS for NetScaler, CTX for Citrix, PVS for Paravirtualization Services, XA for XenApp, XD for XenDesktop, OVS for Open Virtual Switch, and DVS for Distributed Virtual Switch. or distributed vSwitch. Some of the things you should be aware of.